What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. First and foremost, rest in peace, granddad. Let me get that out the way. But I've been thinking about a few things, and delusion. Few things, crossed my mind about delusion. And the first part was I saw this thing with August Alsina and Jada Pinkett. Angela Lee Yee seems to always drum up some shenanigans. Her and Charlemagne drum up these shenanigans, but I listened to part of what August Alsina was saying, and he wasn't saying that he had a romantic relationship with Jada Pinkett. But here's the problem. You know, he was double talking. What's up, Mr. Edmore? And, classic dirty macking type thing. And then Jada Pinkett don't want to say nothing. She's like, it's not like that. And I'm like, what's up, Uncle Elwood? And what I mean by delusion is when I just need to hit a part about him saying, I spoke to him, we had a conversation, and he got my blessing. See, this is how I know you was up to no good. What's up, Bo? This is how I know you was up to no good, because I could guarantee he had a double entendre type of conversation where he said one thing, like, is it okay that me and your wife are cool? Is it, I want to be respectful. I just want to make sure it's okay if me and your wife could be friends, but he meant something else. You get what I'm saying? Black Solace, what's happening? But he meant something else. He gave me permission, because I know Will Smith sitting somewhere like, what's up, Third Ward? Man, I ain't worried about that Third Ward. That was just that wasn't faith, and that wasn't love. That was, I forgot who the lady was. Cluster. I wasn't worried about the chat. I mean, that happens. I mean, shoot, women feel like they get piled on men's channels. Men get piled on women's channels. Not a big deal to me. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about that later on. What's up, Melvin? Because I see the lady wound up making a video also. But the thing about August Alsina that got me like, okay, bro, you full of it. Because what you're saying is you gave yourself to somebody for years. You wasn't romantic, but you gave yourself to somebody. If I'm not mistaken, people had said he made a love song about the lady. While she's married, now they want to be married, but we're life partners. I don't know if that means they're still married or not married. I don't know. That's not really my business. That's their family business. But ironically, this stuff keeps coming up. Yeah, Melvin, definitely talking out the side of his neck. But he's sitting there with the carrot top hair, playing innocent. And this is what I mean by, when people think about, Will Smith being, it's an open relationship, they having sex, I get it. But see, this doesn't suggest that this is an open relationship. Because if it was an open relationship, he wouldn't have to come up with this halfway story to say what was going on. It sound like, a husband's okay with his wife having friends, and these friends happen to be snakes. And the wife is down with this because, she's down to do whatever she's doing. I'm not going to, I can't call innocence or guilt on anybody's part. I'm just saying what it looks like. Because for this man to get on a platform and go viral about, I gave myself and I love somebody. Bro, that sounds romantic to me. So you gave all of yourself unromantically. You wrote a love song to somebody, but it was unromantic, but you asked for permission to be with somebody when you said it wasn't romantic, but your actions on the back end say everything was romantic. So I can tell you didn't look that man in his face, in his eyes, and say, hey, look, man, I'm in love with your wife. I want to be with your wife. Is that okay? I'm pretty, even by what he said, I'm pretty sure he wasn't gonna pull that stuff because he would have got punched in the mouth. But this is what I mean by delusion. And on the flip side of this, it crossed my mind about Jada Pinkett because I'm like, you spend a whole lot of time on Red Table Talk. You just dissed the man on Father's Day, really. And now this comes out. So all this stuff about what Will isn't, Will hasn't done, and how Will has failed, and what's up, Booker T, and how Will was this and Will was that, and he had to change, and this, that, and the third. It's starting to look like you get a guilty conscience. It's starting to look like you've been doing dirt, so you made a show to put somebody else on blast, and what winds up happening is backfiring on you because now people got to look at you sideways. Yeah, exactly, Booker T. They accepting the lie as the truth. And that becomes problematic because now we want to play this game that he was this type of person. You seem to be the type of person that'll befriend somebody knowing that you probably gonna have sex with them or they gonna sleep with you. What's up, Green Machine? That's the plan. I mean, it was rumored about her. Mark Anthony at the time too, while she was married. This is the type of stuff that goes on. So, and if I'm not mistaken, she's the one that made that quote about, we're going to always be together. If you have somebody on this side of the house and I have somebody on that side of the house, we still going to be in the same house. What's up, Fillmore? What's poppin'? So it's like, okay, you delusional. Dre, what's happening? You delusional. Because at this point, it's like you wanted to do whatever it is that you wanted to do, but you wanted to put that on everybody else but you. Now, the irony of this is, what kind of person are you if you're going to come out with an album? I'm not going to say people do things to help sell an album. But to play the fence on, I was with this person's wife, but I wasn't with this person's wife. My album's coming out. I'm just trying to speak my truth. That's pretty low down. Keenan, what's happening? Man, I'm just talking about August Alsina Dirty Mackin right now. And Jada Pinkett being full of it. And they want to play, all delusional. They want to act like, what they're doing isn't, should receive way more than the side eye. Because if you're willing to do it, you should be willing to stand on it. All this innocence kills me. All this, I had the best intentions, kill me. Oh, it's wonderful. It's love and it's people love each other. People can't. No, player. Y'all was playing games, dirty macking, smiling in your face all the time. You're trying to take your place, backstabbing Gene. But it becomes problematic because people are so delusional. They're thinking what they're doing is okay. Now, like I said, some things cross my mind about delusion. What's up, Dion? Cliff, what's happening? I've been looking at all these videos online popping up about. I saw the white lady pull a gun on the people. The white dude called the lady, nigga at the grocery store at a sandwich line or something. I'm trying to figure out one thing. Like, if you're in the middle of COVID, right? We still doing this. I'm guessing he's in a different state. They ain't got to wear no mask when they go in the store and all, but why would you want somebody to make you a sandwich anyways? But see, that's another point. Like, what's up, Kenneth? They're not going to lie in their own bed they made. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. She need help. But I'm sitting here looking like, okay. What's up? What's up with this? Third Ward, what's poppin'? My bad. So here's my problem. These people are delusional because they keep acting like they victims. Like when I saw the couple, I don't know if that's St. Louis that was sitting on the lawn with the AR-15 and the other ladies with the pistol. See, here's the thing about stuff like that. I don't mind, you standing on your property, you feel like you protect your property, but the delusion is this. Why do you think these people are gonna run in your house? Like, why are you sitting on the front lawn pointing an assault rifle and a pistol at people who are marching down the street? They didn't marching, like they didn't go in you can see them coming. They're passing up houses, but somehow you just gonna assume they walk past all the 10, 15, 20 other houses, but they're gonna run right into yours. You didn't see them rob any houses in front of you. Yeah, but you just like, I got my gun. You're not good. This is my property. Don't tread on me. Like, seriously? If you got your gun on you, I don't. Hey, that's what it is. You on your property. You like, hey, look, just in case something go down, I got, I got my strap on me. No problem. But to sit out there pointing at people walking, you walking towards them with a gun in your hand, like, don't you come over here? Like, excuse me. Like, have you lost your mind, huh? And then when everybody walked past them and walked down the block, still past them, and they sitting there, they might come back and walk back down the street and break in. Like, I mean, yeah, Detroit. That's sometimes like I'm trying to figure out why people this scary. And truth be told, you got to be scary because you've been doing stuff. Like a lot of this fear is out of flat out guilt, and you feeling like nobody knows what you did, but somehow karma is about to come bite you in the butt. Yeah, that's the first one I was talking about, Keenan. Oh, the lady that pulled a gun on somebody. And she's that little crazy eye look is ridiculous. You almost hit me. Stay away. I will shoot you. Like, really? Really? And see, what's going to wind up happening is, what's up, player mate partner? What's going to wind up happening is these people like this, especially the people who walking around with this delusional mindset that they just going to walk around pointing guns at folks, they're not going to, it's not the person you pointing the gun at that's going to be your problem. It's the other people watching that's going to start pointing guns at you. It's going to be your problem. That's all good, Keenan. No, I spoke of it before I spoke of the couple on the lawn. I didn't actually speak into that one. That's what I'm saying. My bad, bro. But because now people gonna say, you know what? Since y'all pointing guns at folks, look, I'm gonna point a gun at you because I don't trust you. Because you're so delusional. You're going out literally with guns. And this is the crazy part about it. These are the same type of people I would bet that'll tell somebody, don't commit a crime. Stop resisting arrest. This wouldn't happen. It's like, you tripping. You tripping. Right. Oh, yeah. I know about, I get that, Booker T. I get that. It's just like, wow, like, these people are tripping. Tripping. He said, Carol Brown, Brunette. Carol Bryan, I'm bugging. I'm thinking about Carol Burnett. I'm tripping. But this is where we at. People for some odd reason are just gone. Like so gone that they can't reel themselves back in. And I can tell some of these people, are gonna put themselves in situations where it's you can't come back from it. And I'm not concerned about like people getting fired or nothing like that. I'm just more concerned about when you get this delusional, you get to a point where you absolutely make no sense. Like you need to be not locked up. You need to be put in a psych ward. And like I said, like I have been looking at things, and watching things and coming across things, and I'm thinking to myself, y'all really have to actually take a break and sit down. You know, um, like I'm gonna turn the page a little bit, but I'm gonna get back to these people with this lawn. Like when I saw the thing, a few things that crossed my mind about Delusion. When I saw Candace Owens and Mark Lamont Hill. See, here's the problem with people who, you know, want to, fly the rainbow flag. Men can't have children. Men can't have a period. You're a professor at Temple University, right? But you just can't have common sense enough to say something that you learned in high school. In high school, as a freshman in biology, men and women are different mentally, physically, physiologically, just do different. Reality is not exist. Yeah, I get that. I get that. You're like, you're sitting there, and some things Candace Owens says I could agree with, but her spill on race, I can't rock with it because it's hypocritical. It's very hypocritical to say you never had racism, faced racism, but years ago, before you started to be with the Republican Party, the NAACP had to come to your back for racism. Like that, those two things combined are a problem for me. But when she's right, she's right. You know what I'm saying? You know, right. I get that, Keenan. I definitely get that. But Mark Lamont Hill was delusional. Just delusional. Men can have a period. Men can have children. Like what? Bro, like you too old for it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's gay. I know it's a couple of the pundits that used to be on Fox that the black men were gay men. I think he's one of them. I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to throw that on him. But I know I've seen that rhetoric so much. I'm like, y'all just don't want to make sense. So, and it's to the point where this delusion takes it too far. To the point where, okay, you don't really have a real struggle if you got people fighting for people to believe that men can have periods and men could birth children, or get pregnant. Like that means you're ridiculously off center to the point where you're gonna make any type of reality, you're gonna make any type of fantasy a reality to make a point. That's stupid. Oh, I know about that. I know about that, King. I've talked about that before too, but that's part of the delusion. I don't get it. I don't. It it just doesn't register to me that people go, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So now I'm looking at it like, so we not gonna make sense now. Hold on for a second. Now I'm at a point where I want to know when you going to appreciate it, Charles. When you going to actually make sense? Like what actually makes sense? Because even with some of these, and even with my own people, with some of these riots and some of these protests and some people's talking points, I can even admit that some of us are delusional with some of our talking points. When people get on TV, like I think, let me tell you what was dope to me. At the very same time that Black Lives Matter was protesting, George Floyd's brother was at the UN petitioning for reparations. See, what crossed my mind about delusion is when people talk about the men aren't doing anything, it's the people aren't paying attention to when the men are doing something. His brother decided, I'm not going to be out here protesting. I'm about to go to the UN and say, this is why we need reparations. That is where people get delusional, because they seem like that never happened. People can look it up. So, but we're gonna march, we're gonna ride, we're gonna march, we're gonna ride, and it's all for George Floyd. And his brother took it to another level. Like Trayvon Martin's brother said, "Look, I'm gonna be an attorney. That's what I'm finna do." His mother, I think, is about to go running for political office, if I'm not mistaken. So, salute to them. But this delusion that we're gonna fight for the culture, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna fight for the rainbow of the culture, and not because heterosexual people don't have no flag, I don't believe. So that's not important. I need to use you, but I don't know you. Like that's stupid. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like they do have too many people thinking delusional is normal. A few things that crossed my mind about delusion. Like Third Ward brought up yesterday. I was on a panel. Not a big deal. Shout out to Faith. One of the ladies got on the panel, and she really didn't. He said, "Put the rain." And look. One of the ladies got on the panel, and she put a little sauce on it. And then somebody sent me a video, a heads up that she made a video about me last night. Not a big deal to me. I don't really particularly care about that. But Faith was talking about it this morning because she wound up rewinding the sections that we wound up getting into it about, and listening to them and looking at the chat and saying that, I wasn't putting any, I wasn't doing what the lady thought I was doing. And it was part of the black male-female conversation and dynamic. And even when I listened to the lady's video about it, I think she think I was gonna make her take it down for fair use, but I don't do stuff like that. I don't care about it like that. But spinning a narrative of something that something happened that didn't happen, when you can go back to the tape and find it, is part of the problem. Raiders, man, how you been, man? Thanks, fam. I hope you've been good. I hope you've been good. Thanks. But it was one of those things. It's like, it's not the fact that we don't agree on things, or we can, or we have two different ideologies. It's the fact that if you can't have a conversation with a person that's talking, at an idea of a person that's not true, but speaking on it like it's true. And I'm looking at it like, because it was something, something went on. I tried to tell the lady that, these people in the chat weren't talking about you. They were talking about a lady who just lost 7 kids on, she had a video on YouTube, but she wasn't trying to hear me. She cussed me off about that. And I'm sure at some point she'll come around, to seeing that herself and seeing the video and be like, oh, that's what was going on. Cool. But this is the problem when I talk about, it crossed my mind about delusion. Because when you're delusional about certain things, you just think you're right. And you think because you think you're right that it makes sense. I was listening to something maybe about 2 weeks ago on YouTube with J.R. Smith talking about when they played the Warriors, he messed up that shot. And he says, and I made a video actually because of that. Because he's like, he was like, I was sitting on a bench, and when you think you're right and you talking like you're right, but you dead wrong, that's what was going on. And that crossed my mind about all of this stuff, because the August Alsina thing just made me like, come on, man, like, really? But what I'm seeing and what I've been seeing for a while, and I just haven't spoken that much of it, was a lot of people don't want to take into consideration that just maybe, you might be delusional. And before I even, get into that, because I had to send somebody my granddad's obituary. I don't know why. I gotta look up delusional to for the definition. You know, that way people can understand. Delusional, adjective, characterized by or holding is an idiosyncratic, I hope I say that, beliefs or impressions that are contradicted by reality or rational argument, typically as a symptom of mental disorder, based on or having faulty judgments or mistaken judgments. You know what I mean? So, that's what delusion is. And you got people doing too much of it. And like Edward said, sometimes people think that's normal. It's normal to be delusional. Now, this is where I gotta go with this thing right quick. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, D Truth. Definitely agree with you. Thank you, because feelings are not facts. But a lot of us, we look at it that way. Now, this is where it gets a little particular for me. Like I was watching Undisputed, Shannon and Skip, listening to it this morning about the thing that happened with Zeke Elliott. And one of the things that Shannon said is, y'all knew who Zeke Elliott was. Y'all knew he liked the party. So could you be surprised about the things that he just did and said? No. Because there's another clip that Mr. Research put out that reminded me of the thing with Zeke. Well, it was a Zoom chat, and the dude thought he cut off the computer, but he didn't. And he went back to the computer and he started getting ready to, whack off. And then all his coworkers in the stream, and they try, like, no, stop. But he can't hear him. I don't know if he muted it or whatever, or he forgot to cut the whole camera off or whatever. And they sitting there watching him go get the lotion, go get the thing, go start unzipping his pants. And the problem with it is what? When you think you did it, like, I'm still laughing at that because it's funny. But when you put yourself in a situation where you think you're doing what you want to do, but you're so focused on doing what you want to do that you don't pay attention to detail. That's part of me. That's part of what I mean by people are delusional, because you're not paying attention to detail. You're doing what you want. Your mind is at what you want. If you have a conversation with somebody, you're not having a conversation where you listen and respond. You're having a conversation where you listen to, you're listening, to somebody stop so you can say what you want to say. You didn't hear them. So when you start speaking, it doesn't make sense. It's incoherent as far as the conversation goes, because you're not talking about the conversation. He said, you want the link? Man, shoot, man, that was hilarious. That's Mr. Researcher's channel. What is it? C.A. Latre. But let me see if I can find it. I'm on the phone too. So let me see if I could, you know what? Mr. Reese, that had me cracking up. See if I could. I'm gonna have to add a screen or whatever. But I'm gonna look for it, Solus. Because that was freaking hilarious. If I find it, I'm gonna put it like in a split screen so you can see. I ain't gonna play the video because that was freaking hilarious. I don't even want to get a strike on that. But it's one of those things where we're dealing with people who are so focused on what they want, what they think, how they feel. There's no possibility of interaction. Yesterday, oh snap, Kendra's on. Oh man, my bad. You know what? I'm gonna find this, and I'm gonna cut it short, and I'm gonna get off it because I don't want to interrupt Kendra, because Kendra does this when she goes live. I rock with Kendra. See Boogie on too. I ain't like I said, I don't even be paying attention, you know. But I'm gonna find this with Mr. Research, and you're gonna get a good laugh. Now, where the heck is this that? But anyway, what winds up happening is like like O'Shea was talking about something recently, right? Where was that God dog, what's the lady's name? It was two things he was talking about. He was talking about Evelyn Lozada having an OnlyFans page, but a few months ago she said um she had found God, remember? And now it's to the point where he was talking about how the ladies were celebrating every time these women get celebrate every time these women are married or be connected to white dudes. But at the same time, when it comes to when black men are with non-black women, it's an issue. You know, he's a sellout. It's like, so you could be a sellout, but he can't. Okay, I found it. Let's see. Let me see if I could. I can't play it though, so I'm gonna show you the link this the best way I can. Okay. All right. Hold up, I'm about to pull it up so you know what I'm talking about because it's definitely comical. Screen share. Hold up. There we go. Okay, I got you. What's up, Cynical? So you see this? This is the video I'm talking about. Let me see if I can make it the whole page. So that's Mr. Researcher's channel, but that's the title of it. So if you look at this joint, I swear to you, you're gonna bust up laughing. Like you really gonna bust up laughing. So if you get the link that way, you know, man, you know it. Show enough. Let me see. Hold up. Hold up. Copy. You have the right to be hypocritical. Oh, you have the right, but you ain't got the right. You know, you ain't got the right. This is the video I was clouded about with Mr. Research. That joint was hilarious. But this is the delusion about it is at the end of the day, what the hell messaging me? Oh, you know, man, thanks, Robert. You know, you don't have the right. Like that's what I mean by delusion in the sense where if you're gonna sell out, you're gonna sell out. Okay. If he sell out, he'll sell out. That means you will sell out too. You know, because if we're gonna be honest, we gotta be all the way honest. We gotta be all the way around. Oh, by the way, Fame, I wasn't necessarily talking about I talked a little bit about what went on yesterday because I see the lady made a video. I saw it this morning, but for the most part, I was talking about other stuff. So it's not a big deal with me and her. You know, it's all love, like I said earlier. But getting back to the delusion part, I was listening to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, and people keeps calling him, and they're delusional. You know, and it's like they're delusional about the reality, and it's like here's the problem. You know, I get on a scale every day to know how much I weigh. I know how tall I am. I know what I look like, right? I know what I can bring to the table, but I don't think that I don't overvalue myself. You know, Chuck DiBiase. What's up, CJ? Because that's one of the other things that people was tripping about Dr. Dre and his wife. They getting divorced, okay. Like I don't see, you know, if she want to be single, okay. Their kids, I think most of their kids are grown, so If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. He is on a tear. He is definitely on a tear, Keith. And to me, it has to do with delusion. And I know the guys are feeling like, this is what we've been talking about. It's been exposing some things. But I must admit, if fellas start calling Kevin, he start putting on the fellas, some of us are going to sound just as crazy. Just as crazy. Do you got your stuff together? Nah, not really. And I can tell that because most people aren't prepared to talk to him when he tells them to say it's time to talk. And this is one of the other things I got to talk about when it comes to the delusion, when it comes to delusion in general. It seems to me, like we were talking about parenting yesterday. Oh, now you see. So you see how crazy that was, huh? Now it seems to me that, like, I was having a conversation with my family members yesterday about a situation that went on with my son and my son's mother. And I was talking to my son yesterday about, he's a freshman. He's about to be a freshman. And I was like, well, why are you not get prepared for school? Why are you not getting prepared? And he's like, I'm gonna be all right. I said, listen, if you want to be all the things you say you want to be, you're gonna have to start strong. You can't just start off like, whatever, because then you're gonna be behind the 8 ball in a couple of years. He got that. And I was like, so here's my question to you. What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to go? And my son was like, I never thought of that. And I understand why he didn't think of that, because he's 14, for one. But for two, he's in his mom's household, and she does things that she doesn't think about things in the long term. Hate to say that, but that's the way it operates. So I was talking to him about, just life in general, because I was talking bad about him, honestly, because he wanted to make a pond in the backyard, but he wanted to use that little spray sealant on the infomercial, that people have, without taking into consideration that you're going to poison the doggone fish. I was like, I don't know how you're going to build a pond and use that little infomercial sealant and think you're going to put water in there and put the fish in there and they're not going to die. I don't get it. But this is what I mean about, he's a kid, so you teach him about that. But the point I'm trying to make ultimately was, sometimes I have a problem communicating with my son because he gets on punishment. And when he gets on punishment, his mother takes his phone. And when she takes his phone, guess what? She doesn't say, yo, he's on punishment, I took his phone. He just don't answer the phone and she don't answer her phone. And I got to figure it out, because he don't answer his phone for a certain amount of time. Then I call her and then she won't answer the phone for a certain amount of time. And then talk. So I was talking to him yesterday. I'm like, listen. And he was like, well, I'm sitting here talking to somebody, to a friend, my mom's friend, about something. And I said, it's funny to me that you are at the point where it even makes sense to you that you keep meeting these friends and these other people who are basically strangers, and you can have a conversation with them, but I got to go through all these hoops to have a conversation with you. And he was like, yeah, I know, Keith, but that's part of the delusion I was talking about. It's not his delusion. It's the parenting of, I run everything. And until, ironically, stuff mess up. So thinking about what we were talking about yesterday, it was like, some people don't take into consideration that some people do things purposely, and they use and they use delusion as a what do you call that? As a safety net, as a support system, because people do things because of what could possibly happen. What's up? What's up, Keith? Dr. Dre's soon ex-wife must have been talking. I mean, I didn't realize Dr. Dre's wife was married when they met. Like, she was married to an NBA player when they met. And he basically, she basically left her husband for Dre, or Dre took it from him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But so when I saw that, I'm like, well, I'm not surprised that at some point they break up because, my grandparents used to say, how you start something is how you finish. So, nah, yeah, cynical. Nah, I'm not gonna forgive and forget, but it's not a big deal because at the end of the day, this is part. I don't have the time to waste, talking about shenanigans, like dealing with shenanigans, because now it's all comical to me. And this is what I mean by, it's also crossed my mind about delusion. Because what winds up happening is I don't take delusional people seriously. I don't look down upon them. I don't hate them, but I've got to a point where I don't take them seriously. What's up, Mike? I just don't. Because if you're grown and you can't base your actions in life in reality, then I don't need to be around you. I don't need to speak to you. I don't need to be in your presence. I don't need you to be in my presence because it's not going to go well because we're not even in the same stratosphere as far as able to accept what is and what isn't, But for now, I said I'm gonna get off here quick because Kendra on, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I might come back later, but have a wishing for yeah. I might come back later, but let me check out Kendra and like the video. So catch y'all later. I hope she ain't stopped. Peace.